three friends, Scarlett, Oscar, and John, decided to spend the weekend at a campsite on the edge of a dense forest. This place was famous for its natural beauty, but it was also shrouded in mystical rumors. Locals claim that strange disappearances and inexplicable phenomena happened here. But the young people were skeptical and decided that the rumors would only add spice to their vacation. Having settled down by the fire late in the evening, the guys joked and told scary stories. Suddenly, they heard a quiet cracking of branches behind them. Looking around, they noticed a dark silhouette among the trees.
Probably an animal.
Oscar said calmly, but something inside him snapped. Time passed, the night became quieter, and every sound became louder many times over. The friends went to sleep in tents, but anxiety did not let them fall asleep. Suddenly, Scarlett, who was struggling to fall asleep, heard a whisper near the tent.
Set me free, set me free.
Her heart began to beat twice as fast, and she quietly called Oscar and John. Everyone froze, listening.
Do you hear that?
John whispered, straining his ears.
Set me free, set me free, set me free.
The whisper was repeated, and it became clearer and clearer, as if many voices were trying to say something at once. The friends carefully looked outside and saw that the entire forest around seemed to be filled with a ghostly light. In the distance, a figure flickered among the trees. It was a woman with long dark hair and ancient clothes. She did not walk, but seemed to float above the ground, and her eyes stared emptily into the night darkness. Scarlett suppressed a scream with difficulty, but it was too late. The woman turned in their direction, and her face suddenly distorted into a terrible grimace of suffering and anger. She began to approach, as if silently gliding between the trees, and her whisper turned into an ominous howl. The boys broke into a run, not caring about the tents or their belongings. They ran without looking where they were going, pushing through the bushes and jumping over fallen trees. It seemed as if the figure was following them, not lagging behind for a second. The forest, which had seemed calm and welcoming in the morning, was now becoming a labyrinth of shadows and obstacles. When they finally ran out to the highway, their legs were covered in abrasions and dirt. Their breathing was ragged, and their hearts were pounding like crazy. No one spoke. They just looked around, afraid that she was still somewhere nearby. The next day, they returned for their things, accompanied by local rangers. When they reached the campsite, there were no tents or fire left. All their things were gone, as if the campsite existed only in their imagination. But at the place where they had lit the fire, one object remained, an ancient metal pendant covered with centuries of rust, similar to those worn many years ago. No one could explain what they had seen that night, and none of the friends dared to go camping again.